The first thing I want to say is thanks to our students. They were awesome. To have the turnout we did for an exhibition game, which doesn't count on our record, and to have the student section full, have it there early, really excites our guys. And we need them even louder. And I don't know if you're allowed to squeeze in a few more per the fire marshal, but on Friday night, when we open up against Lehigh, I'd like to see that even more. It was ugly. We have a lot to get better at this week. I don't think we're any different than a lot of teams around the country. I didn't think we played particularly well, especially on offense in the first half. Our free throw shooting needs more than a little bit of work as we head into next week. And, it's different for a player when they get in front of a crowd, and it shouldn't be. We should carry over what we do in practice right onto game night, but there is a little bit of a difference, and we experienced that today, which is why you have the exhibition. But, defensively, we have to do a much better job of defending without fouling. We certainly kept them to a low percentage from the field, but we gave up way too many free throw attempts because we weren't moving our feet and using our hands too much. So I thought in the second half we settled down offensively. We were a little bit better overall. But again, a long ways to go, and it's the very beginning of our year.
Is Tyreek okay?
He's fine. I mean, obviously he went back in. I actually saw it happen right when he let go of the rim on the dunk and sort of landed on the other kid's foot, and I don't think he had much weight on it when it twisted. So, he tied up his laces a little bit tighter and got right back out there. So he's a warrior. He's a tough kid. And it was good to see him not go down for a long time.
You mentioned the offensive struggles in the first half. Was it just the ball not moving as well as it should have, guys not knowing where they should be, or just missing shots?
No, it wasn't missing shots. We were very impatient. We haven't played, and that's my fault, a lot of 5-on-5 because of our numbers, and it showed offensively. We do a lot of things 4-on-4, and when you do that, guys tend to get open a little bit quicker. There's more space on the floor, and so we shoot a little bit shorter into the shot clock. We also work with a little bit shorter shot clock when we go 4-on-4. So we got sped up a few times. Our point guard gets pressured. Instead of being able to handle the pressure and get us into offense, we try to go to the rim and make a play. And that works at the Devereaux Summer League or whatever they call it now, but that doesn't work at the Division I level. And we have to learn that like every team does in this country. But it wasn't because shots weren't going in and out.
You guys had 9 turnovers in the first half, 5 in the second. What adjustments did you make to clean up that?
Well, again, in the first half, we were impatient. All 9 of our turnovers in the first half were by experienced perimeter players. JP, Ed, Trey, they have to be better than that. They have to be able to grab the horse by the reins and make sure offensively, hey, we have to get in something. And we've got to get ball from one side of the floor to the other before we really get into attack mode. We did that better in the second half. We called a few more set plays, which settles our team down. But I wanted to see us play with our flow game, more of a continuity in the first half rather than set plays. And we did not do that very well. That's a point of improvement for us this coming week.
Coach, would you mind assessing the play of your big men?
Mediocre at best. I could add it up, and they're never going to be great scorers for us. But we had 8 points out of our 3 true big guys. Didn't shoot a high percentage from the field. Missed a ton of free throws. We rebounded okay, but we still gave up 15 offensive rebounds. So, we're going to play a lot bigger front courts than what we face today.
As maybe an early identity of your team is just being so strong with the guard play of Edmond and Trey and JP?
Well, you said it before. We had 9 turnovers in the first half. That's not very strong guard play. So, I don't worry about this. This isn't the NFL. I don't, meet secondary coach and linebackers coach. Like this is a team. On offense, we were taking quick shots, a little dysfunctional in the first half. We were much better in the second half. Overall, we have to defend a lot better. And a few players have to play much better than they played today. And I got to coach better, and we've got to practice better so that we can continue to get where we need to be 1 week from yesterday.
It seemed like Sean struggled a lot offensively and had some shots that just kind of went in and out. You know, was he just maybe pressing today, first exhibition game, or is that an area you just want to see?
No, you probably have to ask Sean. You know, I thought, he got the ball, deep post position a few times, and, I thought he was right at the rim, made a couple good counters. He's got to be able to finish. That's never been a difficult thing for Sean to do. I think one of the best, attributes he's always brought to us is his ability to score. He didn't show that today, but I don't necessarily worry about that. But he's not a luxury anymore. He's got to be a guy that we have to count on, and you've got to be more like bonds rather than stocks when you're going to be a heavy contributor. Bonds don't have a lot of volatility, Rick, and stocks, they can go up and down.
I'm not a big finance
Okay.
I'm more of a sabermetrics guy.
I just want to make sure, Northern Kentucky in you. Just kidding, I live there.
Lane Strand banked in a 3.
Yeah.